be tempted to turn to Dipender Singari at some point. His off breaks are always economical. That was the drag down. You really help yourself, and what a good strike from Barrington. Back live with you now, and worked into the leg side for a single. Just having a few technical challenges on day one here. We do apologise for those. We're going to try our best to get those patched up. Yeah, that was the googly, I think, just at the last second Charlie Tier realised it. Look at that wonderful crowd that's in Mel, the Panche badge then being played away in the background. Lovely scenes here. You'd never imagine we're in the northeast of Scotland, would you?
It's fantastic to see them in. I bet you they'll be loving this village too. The village of Broughty Ferry is absolutely stunning.
Dragged down again and pumped away again, and there's no deep mid-wicket in place, so it's all a little bit too easy right now for Scotland, who are continuing to move into the ascendancy. Barrington very much picking up from where he left off with that century against the Netherlands in Utrecht, and Bertel, well, taking a part in that over. It goes for 12. Nepal have some questions to answer here. Scotland 139 for 2. Harry Sheikh will continue into his third over, driven into the offside. Nepal kind of feel like they're desperately in need of a wicket right now, don't they?
Yeah, they need to break up this partnership very quickly, and at the moment, Tier's the man. But once Barrington gets going, he can certainly punish them.
This is where the art of captaincy becomes so apparent, doesn't it? T20Is, you can really have a formula and kind of a plan that you probably don't need to waver too much from, whatever happens. In ODIs, you've got so much time, 300 legal deliveries. The 3 different phases are all very much important, as good running will get them back for the second. You'd never know that Richie Barrington is 38 years of age. Incredible agility and fitness from him on show.
Wow. I was thinking about him being 38 because I never want him to retire. I enjoy watching Richie Barrington bat so much. Maybe he can be like a Jimmy Anderson who just got his career best T20 figures.
Saw that last night. Sir James Anderson rolling out a T20I for the first time in Lancashire.
Oh, was it?
Over a decade, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 for 17, was it?
Yeah, 4 overs, 3 for 17. Michael Jones, the Scottish star batter, was in good form. He made a 50, including smashing someone's Mercedes, I believe. Smashed through a car window in the car park with a big 6. It's Durham they were playing, wasn't it? So it was Lancashire, Michael Jones's former county. Was last night, and there's plenty of county absentees, isn't there, for both Scotland and the Netherlands. Maybe the big surprise, no Andrew Mead, given that he's not currently in the T20 side or even in the mix really for them. Would Scotland not have been able to tempt him up?
Well, I'm not sure of all the reasons for everyone, but there are several players too who might not be available because of work commitments.
Yeah, there's certainly plenty missing.
Of Chris Soule.
Yeah, well, Chris Soule right now, I'm not sure how much he's going to be available going forward, which is a real concern. 23 bowled, 145 for 2. Just give you a look at the batting card and guide you through how Scotland are going here and what is likely to come for them. Finlay McCreath will likely be in at number 5, Matthew Cross at 6, Michael Leask, who is going to be desperately in need of some runs after a tour to forget. He was very much not in his usual form. Mark Watt, and they bat all the way down to Jack Jarvis. Even Jasper Davidson and Safian Sharif will offer plenty at 10 and 11. So with this platform that they have, a run rate of over a run a ball, Mel, and fresh from a highest ever ODI score, we feel it's a pretty good batting surface here on the hybrid pitch in Dundee. Are Scotland already thinking of not just 300 but 350 plus?
I don't know that they'll get too ahead of themselves, but I think they would definitely like to be up there. Coming off that series in the Netherlands and not starting that well, they came home with a wet sail. And this round is really important for them because they are at home. They've got matches in hand and they could get themselves right up towards the top of that table.
Karen Casey returns to the attack. Rob Howell seems to be rotating his bowlers around. Still no Dipender Singh Iree. So Bertel's been whipped out of the attack. You talked about maybe having too many options. It is difficult, isn't it, for Powell? And you've got to remember, 7 months since Nepal played an ODI, so probably just kind of refinding their combinations, their variations. But Scotland at the moment are holding all the aces. This is starting to look really, really ominous for Nepal. They could be hunting down, well, a monstrous total here. Better from Karen Casey, lovely length from him.
And a big part of the reason they have got this platform is a wonderful innings from Charlie Tear. It's his highest score in ODIs. Only the third time that he's passed 50. The manner in which he's done it, the way he's basically been the leader out there, taking on I'd love to see his wagon wheel because he's scored so many areas of this ground. I've loved that, the range of shots that he's played as well. It's really making them think about how they bowl to him because he's been happy to pull out the reverse when needed. He's driven beautifully. And I mentioned he's only 20 years old. He turns 21 next week. This might be a real coming of age innings for him.
A huge opportunity to get to three figures for the first time. You don't want to put the mockers on him, but he scored at such a fluent rate, striking at over 120. That he's given himself kind of that ability now to just work it around and just continue to accumulate. And there's so much power to come. Berrington can go through the gears in a heartbeat. He's barely played a shot in anger outside of putting away a couple of bad balls. He's got to 30 off 34. They've got all of the power of particularly Michael Lease to come on a ground he's played so much cricket at.
Yeah, this is his home ground. I just saw him briefly when we arrived and he said he's very, very happy to be back at home.
He had a tough tour in the Netherlands. Really didn't see it coming. He's been bowling nicely, but just struggling for runs. Again, the extra bounce. With and meaning it will bounce over the top. Nepal just look a little listless right now, don't they? And a little bit shy of where to turn.
Listless is a good word. It just feels like the game's drifting a little bit at the moment. They were cock a hoop earlier, getting those 2 early wickets and such big wickets too. Munsey and McMullen. But it just feels like it's drifting a little bit at the moment. They need a spark from somewhere.
Slams into the thigh pad. Again, that will be going over the top. That'll get us to the end of Karen Casey's return over. 24 have been bowled, 148 for 2. As Nepal continue to hunt for the third wicket. This partnership is brewing and building up in a big way. It's worth 71 now. It's come at exactly a run a ball after 72 deliveries, or close to a run a ball. And yeah, I keep using that word ominous for Nepal. How can they turn this innings around, Mel?
Well, I mentioned that they need a spark, but at times it felt like they were chasing. I've seen bad balls bowled with no deep mid-wicket. And there'd just been probably too many of those. opportunities for Scotland. But I also just give a lot of credit to Charlie Tear for the way he's played this. But in tightening up those boundary balls, I think